Ifunanya reached to a big bag and brought out the bottles of milk and distributed to all the children in the class. They were happy and calm as they held onto their bottles tightly, sipping peacefully. It worked miraculously. The little children stopped crying, some slept off, and her classroom became peaceful. In a small city, there lived a young woman named Ifunanya. Ifunanya had just gotten a new job as a teacher at Kings and Queens Primary School. She never thought she would be a teacher, but life had humbled her. Ifunanya was working at a construction company before, but she lost her job. She needed a new job to cater for herself. But another problem was that Ifunanya had a strange health condition that made her breast leak milk, even though she wasn't pregnant. Ifunanya stood outside Kings and Queens Primary School, her heart racing with uncertainty. She had never imagined herself as a teacher, but after searching for a job for so long, and there was no better job coming her way, desperate for a job, she applied as a teacher to Kings and Queens Primary School. During the interview, Ifunanya lied about her passion for teaching. The school authorities were impressed, and she was hired. On her first day, Ifunanya was overwhelmed by the chaos in the classroom. The children cried non-stop, and Ifunanya struggled to keep up. Weeks passed, and Ifunanya found herself exhausted every time. But she noticed that other classes were much quieter, and she wondered what their teachers were doing differently. Meanwhile, the school organizes award and a cash prize of 150,000 naira to the best teacher at the end of every month. Ifunanya wanted to win the best teacher award, but she didn't know how. One evening, as she lay on her bed, an idea struck her. She remembered her condition and thought, what if I use my milk to feed the babies instead of wasting it? I will try it, she said. The next day, in the afternoon when she was coming back from school, she went to the market to buy baby feeding bottles. In her kitchen, she filled the bottles with her breast milk according to the numbers of children in her classroom and stored them in the fridge. The next day morning, Ifunanya reached to her big bag and brought out the bottles of milk and distributed to all the children in the classroom. They were very happy as they held onto their bottles tightly, sipping peacefully. It worked miraculously. The little children stopped crying, some slept off, and her classroom became peaceful. Ifunanya continued to use her milk to feed the little children, and her classroom remained quiet. That month, she won the Best Teacher Award, and she kept winning for 3 months in a row. Other teachers were surprised, and some became even jealous. But how long will Ifunanya continue to win the Best Teacher Award for breastmilking the little children? Let's find out. Mrs. Lisa, a mother of 2 students of Kings and Queen Primary School, had just noticed that her son, Ifeanyi, which was one of Ifunanya's pupils, was acting strangely. He always vomits after eating at home, and whenever she took him to the hospital, the doctor diagnosed him with food poisoning. She was surprised and wondered where it was coming from. Mrs. Lisa didn't know where the issue was coming from, and she was curious to find out. She would regularly check her space, her food, while cooking, and also she preserves them well. But that didn't stop the situation. It got worse. Whenever Ifeanyi comes back from school, he runs a temperature. Mrs. Lisa became worried. But it's same food we eat in this house now. What's going on? She thought deeply. One Monday morning, Mrs. Lisa told her older daughter, Anita, to keep an eye on Ifeanyi at school. Few minutes to break time, Anita went to Ifeanyi's class, but she was shocked at what she saw. Every child in the class was holding a baby bottle of milk, sipping peacefully. Anita couldn't wait to tell her mother what she saw. When her mother came to pick her and her younger brother, Ifeanyi, Anita reported to her mother. Mrs. Lisa was furious. What milk is she feeding my son with? She screamed as she drove home. She wanted to discover the truth by herself. The next day in the morning, after dropping her kids, she left. 11:45 a.m., she went back to the school again. Standing by Ifunanya's class, peeping, she almost screamed, but a thought hit her. She pulled her phone from her small handbag and hit the record button. There, she captured the moment. Ifunanya was feeding the babies milk from bottles. Mrs. Lisa went straight to the school authorities and showed it to them. Ifunanya was invited. She was in big trouble. "What kind of milk do you feed the children?" the school authority questioned her. Ifunanya was frozen for a moment. "It's normal milk, sir, just to calm them," she said, shaking. But in no time, the school authorities instructed that the milk should be taken to the hospital across the school for a test. And it was discovered that the milk was human breast milk. And they were shocked. "Where did you get this milk from?" She stood speechless. Someone among them suggested that a test should be conducted on her. That is the only way to find out. Immediately, a doctor was invited from the hospital across the school. And after the test was conducted, it was confirmed that she has a health condition that makes her breast leak milk. The school authority was very disappointed at Ifunanya. They wasted no time to take legal actions against Ifunanya. In few days, Ifunanya was sued. Other teachers who were jealous of how Ifunanya won Best Teacher Award every month were very happy, and they even mocked her. The school's reputation was tarnished, and the parents were outraged. Ifunanya's actions had put the children at risk, and she would have to face the consequences of her actions. The school administration was forced to take immediate action. They launched a thorough investigation, reviewing their hiring process, and security cameras were installed in every classroom to monitor the activities of the teachers and their students to prevent similar incidents in the future. On the day of the court hearing, Ifunanya stood in front of the judge, her head hung low in shame. The evidences against her was overwhelming. The judge's voice was steady as he delivered the verdict. "Miss Ifunanya, you have been found guilty of deceiving and endangering the children in your care. You are hereby sentenced to 20 years in prison." Ifunanya's eyes swelled up with tears as she realized the gravity of her actions. She has never intended to harm the children, but her desperation for a successful career had led her down a path of destruction. What did you learn from this story? Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and drop a comment. And also subscribe to this channel. Turn on your bell notification so you get notified when an interesting and educating story like this drops. See you in the next video.